morning to all my friends far and near. A big thank you to the SV Tech team who work for hours behind the scenes to make this SV daily devotional videos possible. God bless you all. A special thank you to everyone who watches these videos, and God bless you all too. For as SVNs, songs mean a lot. We sing a lot of songs in SV, and they teach us so much and they inspire us so much. And this morning, this new year, I'd like to share with you about Abraham. And one of the things that we can see about Abraham is when you think about Abraham, we think about promises of God. So if you see in Genesis chapter 15 verse 5, it says, he took him outside and said, look up at the heavens and count the stars. If you can count them, then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. So God is a God who fulfills all his promises. And this is a story about a small child who tells an aged lady that I will never forget you. And this lady says, don't make promises that you can't keep. But God is not like that. God always fulfills all his promises because he cares for us. And another thing that we can see is not only about the promises of God, but the prophecies of God. If you see in Micah chapter 5 verse 2, it says, but you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are from old, from ancient times. So, when you think about prophecies, we can say that all God's prophecies will be fulfilled. Probably the world is going in another direction, but the prophecies of God will definitely come true. So maybe in this world things are going the other way around, but God's prophecies will always be fulfilled. So what are the things that you can confidently talk about? Your area of expertise. What can you really talk about? If you're a programmer, you can talk about your programming languages, how you can do it all. Or if you're a football player, you would talk about how you can make the perfect goal or score the perfect goal. Or if you're a doctor, you will talk about how you can save lives, how through your expertise and knowledge that you've gained and the practice that you've gained, how you can try to save lives. But what if God were to tell something to you this morning? What would he tell you? And I'm sure one of the things that he will tell you is how much I love you. That's what God would tell all of us. How much he loves us and how much he cares for all of us. And one of the songs that we learned in school this is a song that was Teddy taught initially to the choir, and then it was sung by everybody. So it's one of those very famous Christmas carols of SV, but it can be sung all year round because of all the wonderful promises of God mentioned in this song. So this song is called You Can Trust God to Keep His Promises. how all God's prophecies will come true. As we can see, like they say, like for every one promises for the first coming of Christ, there are 8 prophecies for the second coming of Christ, and God's kingdom is being built in the hearts of in people's lives one heart at a time. And even though these are difficult times to live in, these are exciting times because God is doing wonderful things in the lives of people. And another thing that I would like to another song that was sung a lot at SV. We can see in Psalm 107. In this, we can read. It says, "For He satisfies the thirsty and fills the hungry with good things." So there's another song that was sung many times in SV. It's called "I Was Hungry, Lord." I was hungry, Lord, you fed me. I was hungry, Lord, you fed me. I was hungry, Lord, you fed me. I just thank you all the days of my life. Oh Lord, I thank you. I really thank you. I just thank you all the days of my life. Oh Lord, I thank you. I really thank you. I just thank you all the days of my life. I was thirsty, Lord, you fed me. I was thirsty, Lord, you fed me. I was thirsty, Lord, you fed me. I just thank you all the days of my life. Oh Lord, I thank you. I really thank you. I just thank you all the days of my life. Oh Lord, I thank you. I really thank you. I just thank you all the days of my life. I was worthless, Lord, you bought me. I was worthless, Lord, you bought me. I was worthless, Lord, you bought me. I just thank you all the days of my life. Oh Lord, I thank you. I really thank you. I just thank you all the days of my life. Oh Lord, I thank you. I really thank you. I just thank you all the days of my life. Another amazing thing that we can see, we can say the first thing is the promises of God, and then the prophecies of God, and the time factor. And if you see in John chapter 4, Jesus talks about Jesus talking with a Samaritan woman. And it says in John chapter 4, verse 27, "Just then his disciples returned and were surprised to find him talking with a woman." Now, like if they were there, like another thing that you would say is, that's something that you don't see every day because Jews don't talk with Samaritans. So that was something different. That's something they didn't see every day. And yes, that's something they didn't see every day, because in Galatians chapter 4, verse 4 and 5, it says, "But when the time had fully come, God sent his son, born of a woman, born under a law, to redeem those under law." So to someone who was totally rejected by the society, kept as an outcast, Jesus reveals the most glorious truths to the Samaritan woman in that passage. So one thing we can see, Jesus is talking to the Samaritan woman. He says is, "Yet a time is coming and has come and has now come when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth." So through God's grace, we can enter into God's presence. Surely by the mercies of God, we can enter His presence. So a time has come, and the time has come. So the time factor, it's not fear factor. In the fullness of time, God sent His Son so that we could be reconciled to God. And one of the things that we can do is cry out to Him, cry out to God as Abba, Father. And one of the songs which was sung many, many times, or everyone is in the school, is "Why Worry When You Can Pray?" Of God, the promises of God, and the time factor. It's like a triple whammy. And this is for you all, because God's word is always true, and God will help each one of us. God bless you all.